They own the Congress, and they own the White House, and they're owning 5 out of 9 Supreme Court justices, and they have no sense of gratitude for what the people of this country have done for them as taxpayers, consumers, and their only message is not thank you, it's, hey folks, we're out of here with your jobs and industries, to these repressive regimes abroad who know how to put their workers in their place. Okay, 535 members of Congress. How do you get your members of Congress attention? It's so bad now that when you call your senator or representative, if you're not a big contributor, you're at the end of the line. You're lucky if you get a college intern. In fact, they have the computer has the printout. If they hadn't heard of you, they can find out while they're talking to you whether you're a giver to their campaign. Will Rogers, the Oklahoma sage, once said, Congress is the best money can buy. That was in the 1930s. It's become a little more complex. Congress is now not only the best money can buy, but the best money can rent. Because Congress sits on a pile of goodies, on a pile of poor criminal corporate enforcement budgets that these corporations want to spend a lot of time up on Capitol Hill to deal with. Tens of billions of dollars go one way or the other, depending on how powerful these corporations are. So how do you get a member of Congress attention? Are there any graphic artists here? Anybody who's good in art? Huh? 1, 2. Okay, here's what we did. How many of you heard of the corporation masquerading as a human being who is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, John Boehner? Okay? Here's how you get John Boehner's attention. Can you see that? Okay, this is John Boehner. This is the jacket we've prepared for him. And the logos are the corporations who own them. Sallie Mae, ExxonMobil, Walmart. So this is the jacket. Now suppose people in all the congressional districts, they said, you know, there's one thing we can do. We can pitch in and hire a tailor, and for a couple $1,000s, because it takes a lot of work on the logos, we can prepare a jacket for the member of Congress and have certain venues where we present him or her with this poster and ask whether they would like a jacket. Now, you know the story of pictures worth 1,000 words? This tells the story, folks. This is what it's all about. You push a few buttons, you get the list of contributors to each member of Congress, very easy, from very reputable citizen groups, and then you go to work. So pretty soon at the water cooler, hey, did you see the Boehner jacket? Did you see the Reed jacket? Did you see the Kerry jacket? Did you see the Cantor jacket? Pitch in to have the tailor create the jacket. You'll see that this goes right to the heart of the personalization of members of Congress. They will not be able to hide behind slogans, flax, PR, 30-second TV ads. Very simple. Nobody can stop you from doing this. It also develops a little community behind it. You meet different people who get together to prepare the jacket. In the meantime, people get educated. Why is Sallie Mae so big on his left sleeve? Because Sallie Mae owned him for years, and he was the chief obstructor to the reform of the student loan racket in America, affecting millions of students long after they've graduated. And it's the bigger one because they've been with him and given him more money than some of the smaller ones. Okay. let's go to the second thing here. A lot of you have given interviews probably locally in the various things you've done. The media will listen when you describe some of the injustices to workers, children, women, minorities, environment, schools, whatever. Once you start moving into the solution area, their eyes glaze over. As a culture, we've become solution averse. If we cannot imagine, we cannot envision real possibilities for our country. We have got to move the criticism into the envelope of the solution at the same time. So if we show that the wealthy and the corporate get away with paying less taxes, sometimes no taxes, Verizon hasn't paid federal income tax in years, General Electric hasn't paid federal income tax in years. They get a check every year from the Treasury. They've rigged it so they not only don't pay federal income tax, General Electric, they get hundreds of millions of dollars back. So okay, so we're giving interviews, or we're writing, or we're talking with our friends, and guess what? After a while, people get discouraged. They hear the same criticism, the same documentation. Pretty soon it becomes humdrum. Pretty soon they tune out. So the criticism has to be married to the solution. Okay, let's take the tax one. A vast majority of the American people will agree on this one. Let us first tax what we burn before we tax what we earn. That is a pollution tax, a carbon tax. I must say, even the head of ExxonMobil says he's for a carbon tax in place of a cap and trade. There's a wide support in conservative and liberal progressive behind a carbon tax. But there's no cutting edge into Congress on it. So it doesn't matter that a majority of the people want to tax first what we burn before we tax what we earn. So here's another approach supported by a majority of the American people. Most solutions to deal with long overdue problems in our country are supported by a vast majority of the American people. Forget about the